we are now less than 10 days away from the holiest of days, Christmas. And I believe Hanukkah starts on Christmas, too.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fun. I don't think I ever remember, and obviously it's because I'm Catholic and not Jewish.
Right.
But I always thought that Hanukkah was before Christmas for some reason. And sometimes it
moves.
overlapped. But when it happened afterwards, that's fun.
Yeah, I remember growing up in northern New Jersey. Had a bunch of Jewish friends growing up. I've been to plenty of bar mitzvahs and bar mitzvahs, and they would get, you're right, Hanukkah would start like in early December.
Right.
And I'd be like, damn, I got to wait like 3 more weeks to get my presents.
But you know what? It would always give me ideas of like what I wanted for Christmas because I'm bad at coming up with that stuff. But I think it's cool that you guys, you get to celebrate from like Christmas to the end of the year almost, you know? And that's a ton of fun.
Our Jewish friends celebrate Hanukkah right on Christmas. And speaking of Christmas, this is the last week of live shows for the Maney and LauRen Morning Show before we go dark into the new year. And because of that, we've been, in the month of December, since Thanksgiving, LauRen, been playing Christmas songs on a Monday morning.
Right.
So Uncle Maney gets to pick his favorite Christmas song this morning since it's the last Monday before we go.
Is it rapping? Christmas rapping? I knew it.
You know my favorite Christmas song, LauRen. It's Christmas Rapping by the Waitresses. Bah humbug. There you go. That's my favorite Christmas song. The Waitresses, Christmas Rapping. Have you, speaking of rapping, have you rapped anything yet, LauRen?
No, I haven't even gotten anything yet.
Come on.
No, I did some of my, because I told you it stresses me out to go like out and shop right now. I tried last week and I couldn't find like what I was looking for. I just, last night I did a whole online like
rush
of stuff.
Is everything going to make it?
All the stuff that I ordered last night will make it. I have a whole nother round of things that I need to order too, and that I'm concerned about.
Okay.
But, yeah.
All right. I feel like that's very unlike you. For somebody who is so type A personality where like it's going to happen, you're making it happen, and very lackadaisical when it comes to the gifts.
I am, but I'm not.
You rely on Santa way too much. You're supposed to work with him, not rely on him.
Well, I am working with him. Like
Okay.
my kids saw Santa yesterday and delivered their list.
Okay.
So now,
Now you got to get your
we can
stuff
go
for
from
them.
here.
Yeah.
Right.
My kids have already opened up a couple gifts.
Really?
Yeah, our nanny gave them some gifts, which is so sweet because they're not seeing her on a regular basis anymore.
Yeah.
And so she gave Dean and Ruby some gifts, and they FaceTimed her, and she opened it. I got some gifts for my wife, and I gave them to my mother-in-law to wrap for me, which was nice. She took them, and Amanda was like, why are you putting my gifts from you in my mom's car? I go, because she said she's going to wrap them. She's like, Mom, you don't have to wrap like a sister.
Yeah.
You don't have to wrap those gifts for him. Yeah, make him do it.
Yeah.
She's like, I don't mind. So that's fantastic.
Well, you know why I've kind of been so lackadaisical with this? This week is our wrapping for our Autism Strong Angels, too. So I've kind of had that more on my focus.
Right.
But once I get out of this, then I'll focus on my family.
So the almost $32,000 that we raised for Secret Santa, those are the gifts that you're wrapping this week?
Yes.
That's cool.
So there's 57 families that we've adopted for the holidays. So today starts our organization, and I believe Wednesday starts our wrapping, and then Thursday and Friday are our delivery days.
All right.
So
nice. That's fun. That's so cool. I actually just gave a gift to Miss Julia, our
nice.
cleaning person. She's the one that takes care of this building, and she's the sweetest person. She's so amazing. And I came in feeling a little rough on Friday morning, and I'd gone out Thursday night. She said, "Were you out drinking last night?" And I said, "Yeah." She goes, "What do you drink?" I said, "Well, last night I had bourbon when I got home, and that was probably the wrong idea. I probably should have just went to bed." She goes, "Oh, what bourbon do you like?" I said, "Well, I had Makers that night." She goes, "Ooh, I haven't had Makers in years. I love it." So I got her a bottle of Makers.
Oh, it was nice.
And I walked in with Captain Jim, our traffic guy, and I said, "Julia, remember what I told you?" She goes, "Did you remember, baby?" I said, "I remembered." She's like, "Oh, you're the best." Gave her a big hug. She got her Makers. I said, "Listen, don't drink it now."
Right. You're on the clock.
You're on the clock.
I can't get in trouble for that.
I know.
Can't be held responsible.
Responsible for you making a mess, and but she was like, "No, of course not." But I was so happy to do that. So the giving season is here, everybody. Yes, it is. Even though Jelly Roll says I'm not okay, we really are okay. It's Maney and LauRen. Are you following the drone situation in the Northeast?
Only because it has to do with your hometown, but yes.
Yeah, my hometown of Montvale is one of the towns that are having drone sightings, and my friends put it on our text chain, and I show them to Lauren. But the FAA had to shut down an airport in New York, Stewart International Airport, which is about 60 miles north of New York City. It's a good airport to fly into if you're going to like upstate New York. They shut it down for about an hour on Friday night as the FAA alerted the airport that a drone had been spotted in the area and it was a danger to planes.
How can they not shoot these things down? I don't understand.
I don't know.
I mean, I guess like you have to make sure that if you shoot it down, it doesn't crash into something.
Well,
and these are bigger drones than like your typical like 12-year-old kid's drone.
That's
They're
what
the
I've heard.
size of a car.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. President-elect Trump said to shoot the drones down if they don't know what's going on. And the head of Homeland Security said, we're limited on our authorities. I guess that means they don't have the right to do it. But the sightings continued over the weekend. Tons of drones were spotted. In fact, I saw former Governor Chris Christie was on with George Stephanopoulos on Sunday morning, and he had mentioned that there was a drone over his house. And now, like, everybody's saying people might just be flying their own drones, and people are getting videos of their own drones, you know, like a local kid who has a drone or a local own, and it might not be something coming from a quote mothership from Iran, which I heard is completely false. There's no, they could go see a ship. Like we could fly planes and see a ship in the ocean.
Right.
One New Jersey senator said that they were coming from an Iranian mothership. That's been debunked.
Okay.
But you got to go through the weeds and see what's real and what's not.
Well, yes, but like a drone of that size cost hundreds of thousands of dollars, right? I would think like these are not little drones that you buy at Walmart that are $40.
Here's a little bit of the mayor from Montvale. Mayor Gasali was on CNN this weekend, Ren.
The feds can't control the airspace, so I am making an emergency declaration. No fly zone for drones over my town, Montvale. Fly at your own risk. Residents, please do not discharge your weapons, unquote. This is a noteworthy step. Do you believe that these drones do, in fact, pose a threat to public safety?
We don't know. We have seen them in the last 2 weeks. Yesterday, there were 3 of them in sync, flying over the reservoir that we drink from. We don't know where they're coming from, where they are going to, if they're dropping something in the water that we drink. So the residents are genuinely in fear that where they are coming from. Just to bring the message that we are very frustrated. I have my own drone. If I fly it above 400 feet, like you said, I get a message that I am in violation and to drop down. They emit a frequency. We are told that these drones are about the size of a small car. They don't emit any frequencies, so they can't track them, and they can't see where they're coming from and where they are landing. They are staying in the air for about 6 hours.
Wow. From
the briefing that we were told by the state police.
That's military level stuff. If it's staying in the air for 6 hours, I can't keep my son's drone up for 6 minutes.
Right. And that's the other thing I'm thinking is like, why can't we deploy one of our military drones to follow this drone if it's not admitting anything?
Because it's a military drone. It must be an American military drone, or these American military drones. We're testing them or something, and the military.
That's what you think? You think there are military drones?
and like obviously the mayor of Montvale isn't in the know, right? And neither is the governor of New York. Kathy Hochul said that Congress must pass a law that gives us the power to deal directly with the drones so that we could shoot them down. Well, you don't want to be shooting down American drones if that's what they are. That's my personal theory.
Well, I think, like I said, something of that size, the size of a small car, if you shoot it down and it crashes into somebody's house or on the street with people on it, like that's also dangerous.
It's going to be trouble. Now, that's why we normally test things in places like, I don't know, New Mexico, where there's not a ton of population. I don't know who was behind this, if it is a government thing, but you don't fly the drones over New Jersey and New York City, like the most populated area in the country.
I would have a hard time believing that it's our government drones.
Really?
Yeah.
What do you think? What's your theory? No wrong answers. I'm just
curious.
Know.
Honestly, I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, we had a spy balloon not too long ago, so why couldn't it be another country?
Yeah, it could. I mean,
Yeah.
I guess you're right, but then I feel like we would say that our airspace has been violated and we need to take action, and the U.S. Air Force isn't doing that.
But I guess technically, if it's flying under the 400 feet, it's not violating airspace, right?
Are they flying under the 400 feet?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. Some are, some aren't. Listen, I just love the fact that they're telling the Yahoos not to shoot at them.
Yeah.
And I've seen some videos of people shooting at the drones. They're not even close.
Yeah.
I mean, God forbid you hit someone or something. Be careful out there.
So there's something that you should be doing if you're buying a real tree for the holidays
Oh, yeah?
that I don't think anybody does. At least I never did when I bought a real tree.
What do they want you to do?
They're saying before you haul out your vintage stars and homemade ornaments and your twinkle lights, you should be washing your tree first.
Like outside with a hose?
I guess so. I mean, I've never seen anyone bring their tree inside and throw it in the tub.
You
but
can throw it in the shower, I guess.
outside with the hose would make the most sense, okay? But they're saying that there are things that live in the trees. You know, it's nothing like you're not going to bring bed bugs in or anything like that, but you could bring like ants in or like just micro annoyance pests.
I think my neighbor told me she had a bunch of stink bugs in her tree once, and they were all over the downstairs.
Yeah, that's annoying.
So
but they're
you
not going
wash
to hurt
it?
anything.
Huh.
It's not like you're bringing termites in or something
Yeah.
that's going to harm your house. But yeah, they're saying that you're supposed to spray it down before you bring it into the house.
Remember in Christmas Vacation? I mean, that's probably the best brought something in the house story. The squirrel
Yeah.
was in the tree.
I wish I could bring a squirrel in. You know,
I know
love
you
squirrels.
love squirrels.
I don't know if you saw this, but over the weekend, there was a woman going viral on Instagram who had a possum in her tree.
There was an opossum in the tree?
There was a possum in her tree.
OPPUSUM, opossum. That's what those things are called.
Okay.
Those things are nasty too. The opossums.
She's like, I don't know how to get it out. It won't let me touch it.
No.
I don't know how this story ended.
You make a food trail, or you just take the tree.
Well, that's what she
And
said.
get
She's
it
like,
out.
do I just leave the door open and then I leave? Like, what do I do here?
Man, and it's amazing how these things survive the trip and getting put through the net machine and all that stuff. Wow. All right, the Santa hotline is wide open. Santa gives us the password so that we can punch into his Santa hotline and then play those messages back on the air, LauRen. Mm-hmm. Give that number out for people who might be interested in having their kids, or they can call the Santa hotline themselves.
It is 704-218-9889. We will also give the number again at the end after we listen to our messages, and it is on our socials at the ML Morning Show.
I understand your son Jax makes another appearance. He's such a ham
He
for the
sure
Santa
did.
hotline. All right, let's see.
Santa, the elf got stuck in the TV and she...
Okay, that's your son Jax.
Yes, that's my son Jax. So our elf pressed a button on the remote and somehow got stuck in the TV. And he thought it would be a good idea to call Santa to ask for extra magic so the elf could get herself out.
Not a bad idea. All right, Jax.
Santa, the elf got stuck in the TV and she pressed the wrong button. I don't know what we do. So we need you help to come at our house and help us
Pure panic.
Yeah. Oh, pure panic.
get the elf back out of the TV. She pressed the wrong button, and we've been reading it like a time ago, and now I don't know what to do. What's up, Santa?
Jackson just goes on and on and on, by the way. And then he had a whole story in his head on how the elf actually got stuck in there. It was really funny.
Very poltergeist. You should watch the movie Poltergeist and see Carol Ann get stuck in the TV. All right. Now, the next person I already hear, it sounds like a more adult Jax.
Okay.
What's up, Santa? About the only
That's 15-year-old Jax.
Yeah.
I would love to have is my mom had surgery the other day on her arm.
Mm-hmm.
And I would just love for her to get healed up.
Oh,
So I hope I get to hear myself, and I hope my mom will be very proud of me for choosing this present. I want
that's nice of him.
That's cute.
You do that too. You do that too. I want a makeup, a Barbie house, and a Barbie doll, and new shoes, and new shoes too. And
Okay. Me too.
paper too. Bye. Bye. So I forgot to say something that I want 3 more toys.
Ah.
I want a sport. I want a train set and a whole Fortnite map with Fortnite players and Fortnite weapons. And can you
Fortnite.
also get me a Fortnite train?
Yeah, a Fortnite train. Now, speaking of Fortnite, I posted on my Insta that we got a $20 check back from Fortnite. There was a class action lawsuit that we didn't even know about. And what was so funny was Saturday morning, I told Dean, buddy, there's a class action lawsuit. You might get us some money.
Yeah.
Apparently, there was a button that the kids can hit to purchase something, but it wasn't very specific to say you have now purchased it. Okay. So my wife comes out on Saturday. I'm outside playing basketball with my daughter before her game. And she goes, babe, you're going to love this. And she's got a piece of paper in her hand. She goes, it's a Fortnite check.
Oh, that's hilarious.
We got $20 from Fortnite.
I love that.
Baby. Already spent, Lauren. We used it to go buy alcohol, as we should.
Okay.
So we're wondering, what did you do at work and did you get fired or not? That's what Lauren and I will decide on whether or not you got fired. Let's get our first caller on. She was a teacher. This is Shelly. Hi, Shelly.
Hi.
Shelly, what happened at work?
So it was Dr. Seuss week, and I was playing There's a Walk It in My Pocket, the rap version on YouTube, and I didn't realize that at the end of that song, it goes into the Drake song, and it was like dropping the F-bomb and all kinds of stuff.
Oh, no.
And they were like, oh.
Oh, Lauren, what do you think?
I don't think you got fired from that, but I think it was definitely frowned upon.
I bet you she didn't get fired, but she also didn't tell anybody but us. We're the only ones that know, and the students. What happened, Shelly?
Yes, I didn't tell anybody but you guys. My kids were like, and I was like, don't you dare tell anybody.
You all get F's.
Hold on, Shelly. Hannah worked at a doctor's office. Hannah, what'd you do? And we'll decide whether or not you were fired.
All right, I accidentally deleted our entire cloud system, everything we've ever saved since 2011.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's fireable. Ooh. That's a fireable offense, I say, Lauren. What do you say?
I don't know. I say they gave her a pass.
I got it all back, so I was not fired.
Okay.
Lucky dog. Now, had you not got it all back, she would have been fired.
Yep.
All right, we got 2 Tammys left for stories. One worked at a textile mill. Hi, Tammy.
Hello.
All right, what happened, Tammy? And then we'll decide whether or not you were fired.
Well, a friend of mine wanted to know if I wanted to smoke some weed at work because I worked the night shift. And I didn't normally smoke weed. So I was like, yeah, I want to be cool with her. Well, long story short, I worked upstairs, and the spinning frames was throwing cotton literally everywhere because it got stuck in rollers. And I'm not sure between that time to how I got downstairs, but I remember literally hand and foot crawling back up the stairs. I went and looked at my job, and it was awful. The supervisor turned off all my machines. It was that bad. And looked at me, and I kind of looked at him. I said, I'm sick. I need to go home.
All right. So she was really high at work after smoking God's Good Green Earth. Did she get fired for that or not, Ren?
I say no because she said she was sick and prove it.
So somehow she was so high she couldn't do her job right, but she came up with a good excuse? Yeah, I kind of agree with you. I think you got out of it.
I did.
Yeah. There you go. Thanks, Tammy. Hold on. And the last one, Tammy worked at an import-export company. Tammy?
Hi, good morning.
Tammy, what'd you do at work that may or may not have gotten you fired?
So I had just got promoted, and I was tasked to take out a big client that came in town, along with one of the vendors that had supported us and them. So we go out, everything's fine. I'm like, oh, I am woman, hear me roar. We had a couple cocktails, and then a couple of the gentlemen started drinking, and of course the comments kept on about, oh, you know, women, they can't keep up. Well, being a woman, hear me roar, could keep up.
Mm-hmm. I've fallen into this trap before.
I was on top of the table in the restaurant. After I had drank so much, I had to be carried out to the corner of the restaurant in front to sit outside so that I could
sober up.
All right.
Yes.
All right, the Tammys are bad. The 2 Tammy calls we got, they're naughty. All right, I'm going to say that this Tammy was fired for that behavior.
I'm going to say no because it was after hours. And just so you feel better, Tammy, I have fallen into that trap before. When I met my husband, I thought I could go shot for shot with the boys and totally fell into the same trap.
Tammy, were you fired or not?
Luckily, I was not, but it was a very long road to recovery.
Oh, my gosh. All right, hold on a minute. Everybody hold on. One lucky person will win their way in to go see Kevin Hart on January 17th at the Ovens Auditorium, and then we'll do another pair tomorrow just after 8.
Brian and Finley, welcome to the Maney and LauRen Morning Show.
Hey, guys.
Hey, you guys are playing Can't Beat LauRen today. Have you ever played before?
Just in the car.
All right, let's see how you do live.
All right, LauRen's got 77 wins. Let's throw her out of the studio, you guys.
Get out, LauRen.
I'm going, Finley.
He's ready to play. Let's see if she gets to win number 78. Could be to 80 here soon by the end of the week. She closed the door. She's out in the hallway, you guys. She can't hear these questions. Let's try and get you all 5. Here we go. Question number 1. Taylor Swift's man spent reportedly $175,000 on her 35th birthday, including 35 luxury flower arrangements and a $60,000 Rolodex, along with some other bling. Who is her man?
Travis Kelce.
If you type in this bar song singer's name on Google, the page actually starts getting tipsy on you. Who is that?
Shabuzi.
And question 3, this actor and stand-up comedian who just dropped a comedy special mostly about his near-death illness was hit with a glass at a restaurant and needed stitches. What's his name?
Jamie Foxx.
Larry Mullins, the drummer for U2, says he has math dyslexia. It makes it very hard for him to add and subtract and even harder to count beats. U2 played a residency at an awesome, unique venue in Vegas called what?
The Sphere.
And question 5, there was a Drake lookalike contest in his home city, and he gave $10K to the winner. What city was it? Where does Drake call home?
Nashville?
No, Canada. Somewhere in Canada, I think.
3, 2.
Toronto.
All right. Good guess, dude. Come on in. Brian overrode Finley on an answer, and it turned out to be the right idea.
Okay.
All right, you guys. She's putting
Wait,
her
you
headphones.
said it was a good idea or not a good idea?
It was a good idea.
Okay.
She's putting her headphones back on. I'm going to let LauRen know that they got all 5 right.
Oh, good for you guys.
Finley's very excited. So we're not going to tell you if you got any right or wrong until the end and see if your run stops at 77 straight wins.
Okay.
Here we go. Question 1. Taylor Swift's man spent a reported $175,000 on her 35th birthday, including 35 luxury flower arrangements and a $60,000 Rolodex, along with Rolex, not Rolodex.
I was like, that's an expensive Rolodex.
You should have seen this Rolodex. It had every celebrity's name in it, LauRen. It was a $60,000 Rolex, along with some other bling. Who is he?
Travis Kelce.
Type in this bar song singer's name on Google, and the page gets tipsy on you.
Does it? I'm going to have to try it. Shabuzi.
And this actor and stand-up comedian who just dropped a comedy special, mostly about his near-death illness, was hit with a glass and needed stitches while at a restaurant.
Jamie Foxx.
Larry Mullins, the drummer for U2, says he has math dyslexia, which makes it hard for him to add and subtract. And that I wish I knew that. I would have used that excuse in school. But he played a residency with U2 at an awesome, unique venue in Vegas called what?
The Sphere.
And question 5, there was a Drake lookalike contest in his home city, and he gave $10,000 to the winner. What city does he call home?
Toronto. Toronto.
How do you think you did?
I think I did okay.
You also got all 5 right, which means the ties stay with the house, and LauRen moves on to win number 78.
Awesome.
You guys did a great job, though.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Finley and Brian, you know what we want to hear before we let you go.
I'm Finley.
This is Brian.
We can't beat LauRen.
Thanks for playing. Yeah, that's right. Thanks for playing, guys.
Appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
There is something going on in my neighborhood, and I'm not sure what is in the water, but everybody is tuned up. At first, I got attacked for my Amazon bag at a party, and then now there's neighbors. There's an inner neighbor battle going on over Christmas decorations. Okay. And I wouldn't bring this up, but they posted it to the Nextdoor app. Okay. So there is a neighbor in our neighborhood who has blow-ups, like the big
the inflatables
for Christmas all over their front lawn. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 that I can see. Okay. And they're fun. It's adorable. I'm sure they have little kids and it's festive. Well,
they're not alone. Like, there's so many people that have the inflatables on their front yard.
Agreed. Well, somebody in our neighborhood wrote an anonymous note and put it in their mailbox.
They got Karen. Oh, my God.
And the funny part to me is that they wrote it on St. Jude Children's Hospital's stationery.
Okay.
Merry Christmas. It says, "Dear neighbor, take down those ridiculous decorations. People are ashamed having visitors around here. Bringing down the neighborhood. Just trying to help."
You believe this, Al? Big Al Beasy?
Oh, Lord.
There's a whole thing happening.
What did you do? Did you knock things over?
Yeah.
My big hydration jug. It's me on my tippy
Pull it
toes
down.
again.
Yeah, pull that microphone down closer to you. I want to get your opinion on this, too, about the big blow-ups in Loren's neighborhood that become an issue with the neighbors.
I love it.
I love it, too.
I love it.
And I personally wouldn't put them out myself, but not too long ago for Thanksgiving, all of my friends Stephanie, Roseanne, and Kim all put these big blow-ups in my yard for Thanksgiving. And I was like, oh my God, they're cute.
Yes.
And we left them.
Yes, I can't believe this neighbor has an issue.
Oh, yeah.
Does it go on or is that it?
No, it goes on. So
Not some more.
that neighbor then took a picture of their yard, a picture of the note, and posted it to Nextdoor with a note to the neighbor that says, "Thank you for your note that you sent via U.S. mail," which they didn't. They just put it in the mailbox. "You seemingly feel very strong, but not strong enough that you would sign your name or put your address."
Hell no.
I'm sorry. They kind of ate that.
Bless your heart. I guess,
Ooh.
yeah. Then she takes a jab at the St. Jude's.
She takes a jab at
Stationery.
St. Jude's.
No, at the stationery. She says, I guess you didn't also get the return labels from St. Jude because she just wrote on it.
Okay,
Whatever.
yeah, right.
But I put up my ridiculous holiday decorations, and I assure you, it is not for you. Neither is it to bring down the neighborhood, as you suggested. My young daughter loves it, as do all of the local children. I do not need to justify it to you.
No.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
When's the next community meeting? I want to be there. I have to be there.
Thanks for just trying to help. But if I wanted your help, if you want to help, you can come and help me put up the rest of the decorations soon.
I know that's right. Or you
So
can
I know
help on
it's
some
not stopping
bills
there.
or something. I like that.
Well, she's definitely putting, whoever this is putting up more decorations. Now that you've taken a jab, the whole front yard is going to be
Can I ask you something?
blow-ups.
Now, and I don't mean this in a bad way.
Mm-hmm.
I do know that you live in the Ballantyne area, which is a nice suburb in a nice neighborhood. Good for you. Now, the thing is that has anyone else from this neighborhood considers itself a nice neighborhood complained on the Nextdoor app or agreed with the person who wrote the note?
Oh, I just have screenshots at this point. I'm not on the actual link.
But you've been to parties and you're in the know.
No,
Does
I've
anyone...
never heard anybody complain about it in person. But also, clearly, the person who had a problem didn't want to bring it up in person.
I got to be honest. We got a text message from more than one person. Like 2 or 3 people just texted in and said, unpopular opinion. Basically, I hate the blow-ups too. My neighbors have an obnoxious amount. It's okay to have 1 or 2, but to have your whole front yard filled with blow-ups, it is very tacky. IMO.
Okay, well, she closed the note with saying, "I'm sorry that you are not in the holiday spirit. That's sad. Perhaps your heart will grow 3 times, just like the Grinch's did."
It's one thing to be like, you know what, I don't like the neighbor's display, and you talk in your inner circles. It's another thing to write a letter and then drop it off in the mailbox and be such a humbug.
Agreed. It's not your yard, number 1. The decorations are not for you, number 2. Her daughter clearly loves them.
Yeah, what about that HOA? Are they going to chime in?
No, apparently there's no HOA law that we can't have them. They're not the only neighbors who have them.
I mean, they act like they looking like a set of like Wipeout or something. Is it that many like big blow-ups in the yard? Like,
That's a lot. That's a lot, but
There's going to be a game show there.
cute.
it looked like a wonderland. Like,
Yeah, would you be bothered by it?
well, it's not my bill, so I would just be like, well, that's them and they
Right.
stuff. My
Exactly.
yard would look, it wouldn't bother me.
My yard
That's
would look
y'all stuff.
different, right? Someone says, I also believe the blow-ups are tacky. I have a strong dislike for colored Christmas light.
Okay,
White
but-
looks way more classic and put together.
But you know what? You can do you in your yard and at your house. Are you writing notes to your neighbors?
Lauren read a note that was posted on Nextdoor about somebody in her neighborhood has like 20 inflatables on the front yard.
Yeah. It was a spicy note. So there's a lot of inflatables on this person's front yard. And someone hand wrote them a letter asking them to take them down because they thought they were tacky and they were bringing down the neighborhood and that they're embarrassed to have people over because of it.
Yeah.
So-
I mean, can you imagine being like, hey, Carol, I know that you and Stan were supposed to come over tonight, but the neighbors got inflatables. And we're really
you don't even want to
embarrassed.
say it out loud.
So because of these inflatables, we're not going to have anybody over till I guess after they're down because we're just really embarrassed. Very tacky, very
Which
tacky.
is so funny to me because I'm like, it's not your house. Like, who cares?
Well, your neighborhood is not the only neighborhood that argues over inflatables. Christian, good morning.
Good morning.
So your neighborhood also has two neighbors going at it over inflatables, huh?
Yeah, it's been happening for a while. And one of them, does very, simple, decorations. And the other one puts inflatables up because she has kids and she has a very young child. And it's fun. And I don't think it looks tacky or anything. But she does it for, all the holidays.
Okay.
And her neighbor basically was like, can't believe you do that. That's so tacky. And so now she's like, oh, really? It's tacky? Okay. So she adds a new one every holiday now just out of spite.
Yeah.
To be like, here's another one for you to stare at right after.
Should have kept your mouth shut.
That's kind of where I'm coming from. In what world did you think it was a good idea to maybe write a handwritten anonymous note? You didn't think that was going to make her angry and she was going to put more out?
Yeah. Well, somebody says that they were on the Nextdoor app and they know Loren's neighborhood. They said there was about 150 comments saying that they would help her decorate more if she needed it. There was a few comments that said they thought maybe it was a bit tacky, but most thought the note was super tacky, and all 100% support her and the woman in the blow-up. So, how many blow-ups are on that neighbor's yard in your neighborhood, Christian?
Not even that many, maybe 5.
Okay.
It's not, but they're not. They all are cohesive.
Yeah.
She still has some lawn. It looks nice.
Right.
Yeah.
And I've seen her child out there. Like I said, she has a young child, and I've seen her child out there just walking through them all, and it's fun.
Yeah, enjoying it.
Yeah, listen,
Thanks, Christian.
my mom loves a yard ornament, okay? Maybe I'm tacky.
I don't know.
I grew up in Pittsburgh. There's a strong possibility that I'm the tacky one.
Your mom also had the 22-foot skeleton
Yes.
For Halloween in
That's
her
what I
front
said. She
yard.
loves a yard ornament.
Yeah. I meant to ask you, Loren, it was about a couple days ago at this time that we were talking about what could possibly go wrong in the Christmas show with your son.
Yeah.
So how did your son's Christmas show go?
It went good, but he kept doing this thing the whole time, and we were dying laughing watching because he was sticking his tongue out while he was supposed to be singing, and not sticking his tongue out at somebody. He was licking his chin, and I'm like, is there something on his face that he saved for? Your parents used to joke with you. Oh, you saving that for later? I mean, he always has food on his face because he's always got into
He's
some
always
kind of food.
eating food, yeah.
But he just kept sticking his tongue out.
During the performance, do you have video of it? Mm-hmm. Yeah, you got to put that up at the ML Morning Show on our Insta so people can see. But other than that, it went well. Was he singing?
Some of the time he was singing, he would sing the chorus, but outside of that, he had his tongue out. So there's that.
I love it. Just vibe.
You just do you.
Just do you.
Hey, that's better than some of the other things we heard, where somebody just didn't sing and said and mouthed, "I'm not going to sing." During the show.
Yeah.
We have a Ruby's dance routine today we're going to go watch.
Uh-oh.
A big
Turn up.
performance. Yeah.
I'm going to
yeah.
see if I can make a montage of him sticking his tongue out.
Perfect. Go check that out at the ML Morning Show on our Insta. TripAdvisor reviewed a bunch of places, and they were going to try and tell us what the most overcrowded, chaotic tourist attractions over the holidays are, where in the country.
Okay.
They reviewed complaining and overcrowding and long waits over 900 winter-specific destinations. They searched for key terms like crowded, overcrowding, long wait, full of people, and chaotic.
That's what I need to know is like, when is it not going to be that crowded? That's usually, I go out during the week, y'all. And like other people in our industry give me crap for it. And they're like, dude, you're out until midnight on a Thursday. I'm like, yeah, but I can go home the next day and take a nap on the weekends. I'm with the kids and it's like places are crowded and I don't want to be out in that.
Snowshoe Mountain Resort in West Virginia made the list. Top of the Rock in New York City at Rockefeller Center.
That's nice.
Been to both of those.
Angels Landing in Zion National Park in Utah.
Okay.
Six Flags Great Adventure in Jackson Township, New Jersey, made the list. Busch Gardens in Tampa, Florida.
And these are
places that are overcrowded for the holidays.
But they're big places. Like you would think you've got to fit a lot of people in there to call it quote unquote crowded.
Yeah, those are places I would like. If I knew I wasn't looking for a crowd, I would be like, let me not go there.
Yeah.
Silverwood Theme Park in Alto, Idaho. Apparently, that's the most poppin'
crowded
place.
in Idaho?
Yeah,
Right? And what is everybody in the state in one place? Is the only thing to do?
What do you think the top two are?
Orlando, Disney World? No.
Universal Studios Hollywood in Universal City, California is number one. Number two is an obvious one that we haven't mentioned. We mentioned the top of Rockefeller.
Oh, yeah, the ice skating rink.
Rockefeller
sure.
Center Christmas tree in New York City.
You can't
was
even
number
get
two on the list.
near the ice rink unless you make a reservation weeks in advance.
That is so great to know because all these years I be like, you know what? I want to just run up to New York for the holidays.
No.
I'm
You
glad
gotta go
to know
to
that.
Loren.
Yeah, they're going to give you a time slot. You have to be there on time. Like, it's a whole thing.
Oh,
And
that's
she'll have
serious.
all that planned for you.
That's serious.
Our buddy Big Al has just come to my attention. Pulled the ultimate no-no.
I had to, y'all. I really did.
But I was never a server. So if you're a server or you work in like a store where you have hours, like how do you handle it when someone pulls the Al move? What'd you do?
So I want to preface this by saying all last week I was really trying to be healthy and be on my eating good. You know what I'm saying? Trying to be slim and trim and eating right because the holidays is coming. I don't know. I'm gonna act crazy.
By the way, this is a kid who's like 26, completely fit. You know,
Right.
So Friday, I
no
really
concerns.
didn't eat the way I was supposed to on Friday. So at the end of the day, I'm like, oh, I need to go get something to eat. I'm hungry. Stomach sounding like a thunderstorm. So it's about 9:30. It's about 9:30, and I'm like, okay, go get you something to eat. Go get you a little chicken sandwich, a nice little meal. Okay, 9:30, hop in the car. I get there about 9:45.
Okay.
I walk in, and then they acting like I walked into a funeral and I was not invited. So I'm like, okay.
They're like, sir, what are you doing here?
Yeah, I'm like, well, y'all still open? Like, obviously, I can come in here. I opened the door.
Were you the only customer in the place?
Somebody had just walked out.
And it's a pick up and to take to go place, so you're not going to sit down.
No, I wasn't. I was just trying to get my food and dip.
Okay.
That's it. That's all. And I don't know if the girl at the front was like too busy trying to scroll on her phone or something, but she act like she didn't see me standing there. I'm like, okay, this is not a good experience, but I'm just trying to get my food and go. Okay, so I walk up to the front, I order. They is back there snatching stuff, and I'm like, this is a little crazy. Like, y'all still got to be here for 15 more minutes. Like,
right.
Either way it go, y'all still got to be here.
They were clearly upset.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess they can't start cleaning up, right? If they
I
have
was about to
orders
say, yeah.
in.
And I can see because I ain't gonna put their business out there because I have been to businesses and it'd be like 45 minutes to y'all close and y'all be throwing them chairs up. So they wasn't doing that. So I was like, y'all clearly still fine with being here.
Now I did work at a Dairy Queen when I was in high school, and I do remember, now that you mention it, like maybe cleaning off the
Tables
shake
and stuff?
machine. No, it wasn't that. It was a walk-up Dairy
okay.
Queen.
Yeah.
So like cleaning off the shake machine, the Blizzard machine, cleaning up the counters and stuff.
You
putting
try
all
to
the
get ahead of it.
Yeah, you try to get ahead of it.
But
I get
once
that.
you clean it, you're like, you pray that nobody else comes up and you don't have to re-clean it
No,
again.
that's when you just go,
Yeah, but
it's broken.
you got there at 9:45, you say, and
Yeah,
then
it
10
was about
o'clock was
9:45.
10 o'clock was closing.
Yeah, they close at 10.
Huh.
Yeah. I thought it was enough time. But they didn't have to treat me like Annie and they Miss Hannigan. Like, they didn't have to do that. I didn't like that.
Let's hear from people in the service industry. How annoying is it when you have somebody roll up right before you're ready to close, and what should be the cutoff time? Now that we're heading into the holidays, this is really good. This is a good conversation. There's going to be a lot of families going out to restaurants and stuff. If you close at, let's say, 9, should families not walk in at 8:50? You're technically open, like Al says.
Yeah,
Let us know.
Yeah, what's the cutoff?
Let us know, because I was hungry. I felt like I had no choice. It was between my stomach and y'all time. I'm so sorry.
Somebody said, I hope Big Al checked his food before he ate it.
Oh, you think they spin in it?
Now, see, I would hope not, because then I'm going to have to go back up there.
Al went into a restaurant right before they closed and ordered food, and they acted like they had never seen a person come in before closing.
It was crazy.
And we're talking like it closed at 10 and Al didn't roll in at 9:56. This was 9:45. He says, I would like to check the cameras.
Allegedly.
I would
Pull
like
the
to check
footage.
the security cameras, right? So what is the rule when it comes to stores closing and when customers should stop walking in? Jackie, good morning.
Good morning.
Jackie, what do you think?
Well, as long as you're out of the place when they close, I think it should be fine. I worked at a grocery store through high school and college, and we would close at 11, and there would be people coming in about 10:50. We'd make an announcement, attention Bila shoppers, the store's closing in 10 minutes, and then they go in 5 minutes, and they had no urgency walking around the store filling a whole buggy, and then I had to check them out. We did not leave at 11.
Yeah, so how far does that put you back?
It could put you back about 15 minutes, depending on how slow the woman wants to walk and how many buggies she wants to fill.
But are you, like, when you're scheduled like that, are you scheduled from, like, 7 to close, or are you scheduled from, like, 7, if the store closes at 10, you're scheduled to 11?
It was usually 5 to 11.
So she doesn't get paid for the extra hours.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
No.
And I like how Jackie made the announcement that there's nobody else in there. Like, attention shoppers, specifically the one on aisle 5.
Yeah.
We're closing in like 3 minutes, so wrap it up, lady.
Is there anything I can help you get or find?
You had all day to shop. All right, thanks, Jackie. Jordan, you work in the retail business. You say you have an answer for us when it comes to closing time. What is it?
So for me, I have worked in retail for over 12 years, and I would say that basically if you're in 20 minutes before close, you're probably fine. But if you rock up in the last 2 minutes, say we close at 9 o'clock and you're here at 8:58 and you walk in the door, I'm like, please get out. Please.
But you can't do anything about it, right?
I can't do anything about it, especially there are some places that say that you can ask them to leave, and there are some retailers that are like, nope, you don't say a word. You stay there. As long as the customer is there, you stay there.
Yeah, yeah.
So I've had them stay 30, 45 minutes after.
Oh.
And by the way, it sucks if that person stays forever and doesn't buy anything.
Oh, yeah, that's the worst. Or you only spend $5.
Yeah.
Yeah, like what were you doing for 45 minutes? Could you not find something? We would be happy to help you.
Yeah, no, if you're going to be there for 45 minutes, spend $30, $40.
Yeah, at least make it worth it.
$1 a minute.
Covers the time.
Thanks, Jordan.
$1 a minute.
Erica says if the restaurant is closing 30 minutes, we go somewhere else. Someone else says, as a server, I say whenever. If you want to come in right to closing, more money for me with tips, but
That's
just
what I would
please be
think.
generous.
Yeah.
Not everybody's always so generous. All right, Al. Well, it sounds like you did the right thing. 15 minutes, no problem.
We're going to see.
I'm going to check that security camera, though, and make sure that it wasn't 2 minutes before they closed. You see, Al, it's 9:45, no Al. 9:50, no Al.
We got to find that on the next episode, please.
9:53, no Al. 9:56, he comes moseying in.